Before we go to yesterday's Dhamma talk, and I would like to read the 2 verses from Dhamma for you. The mind is excitable and unsteady. It is difficult to control and to restrain. The wise one trains his mind to be upright as a fracture straightens an arrow. The mind is excitable and unsteady. That is the first one. Our mind is all the time unsteady. That means our mind does not stick to a single and one object. Never stick to a single and one object. That is unsteady. Exciting means shaking. That means the going one object after another, going one object after another. So it seems to be stable if we see it at first. But when we really check our mind with the concentrated mind, the mind is excitable and unsteady. As the mind is unsteady, it is difficult to control and to restrain. So now here you are practicing meditation. That means you are watching your mind. You pay close attention to your mind and your body. So now you may come to notice that your mind is shaking and unsteady, excitable. When you try to control your mind, it is very slippery. It's very difficult to catch the mind like a fish. So just slip from your hand. Just move to another object. So it is difficult to control and to restrain. So to restrain, you cannot exercise any authority on your mind, saying that you be here, you stay here. So you cannot exercise like that. You cannot tell your mind. You cannot command your mind. That is why Buddha said, the all conditioned things are the non-soul, non-self. The wise one trains his mind to be upright. So a wise person trains his mind to be upright. So upright here, our mind is not that straight, not upright. If we say like a person, our mind is not honest. So very cunning, very cheating. So we have to straighten our mind. But the problem is how can we straighten our mind? That is the problem. So you solve this problem by coming here by practicing meditation. So you are now practicing meditation. That means you are trying to upright your own mind. First you check your mind, and then you see that you come to understand how your mind is. Then you try to straighten your mind by practicing meditation. So like as a fletcher straightens an arrow, so a fletcher straightens his arrows. Some arrows are not that straight. If it is not straight, this arrow doesn't go to the target. Maybe, they go forward, but just miss the target. So, if a fletcher or a hunter wants to shoot an animal or enemy, the arrow must be very, very straight. Then only their arrow can reach the target. So also, our mind is not straight, very cunning, not honest. So by practicing meditation, you are trying to straighten your mind. So the fletcher straightened his arrow by, giving the heat, or giving the little fire to straighten. So here, you straighten your mind by practicing meditation. By practicing meditation, you come to see your mind, and you come to understand how to straighten your mind. So, like a wise, the wise one trains his mind. Now, you, as a wise person, trains your mind to be upright. Next verse. As a fish quivers when taken out of its watery home and thrown onto dry ground, so does the mind quiver when it is taken out of sanctuary world to escape from the realm of Mara, or from the realm of Kilesa, defilement. The meaning is like that. As a fish quivers when taken out of its watery home, so when you catch a fish and then take out of water and then put it onto the ground, so you can imagine how fish will be. So fish is jumping, all the time jumping. As a fish quivers when taken out of its watery home and thrown onto dry the ground, so does the mind quivers. So now you are here, you came out of your home, you came out of your town. Now your body is here. But so does the mind quiver when it is taken out of a sanctuary world to escape from the defilements. So now you are training yourself to straighten your mind. Even though your body is here, maybe sitting still, but your mind may not stay with you, because you forcefully take your mind out of the home, out of your town, and come here. The mind may not like this place. The mind may not like what you are doing now. So, what? if the mind doesn't like here, then the mind will go back to the old places. That means wherever you have been, then the mind will go back to these places. Maybe talking to someone, or maybe going somewhere where you used to go there. So you may see that your mind very, very often goes out. Whenever you check, your mind goes back to the old places. That is, you are almost always going there. So the mind likes there, not here. That is why your mind is now quivering, jumping now. But I can't see your mind. That is, you have to check yourself. So your mind is quivering. The Dhamma area is not that good for the mind. Our mind likes the sanctuary area. There's many beautiful things to be seen, many sweet sounds to hear, many good smells to eat. Such like areas our mind like. Our mind is very pleased in such area. So here, things are normal, stable, may not attract you. People are moving slowly, wearing the same color. Your eye may not like that. Your mind likes very bright variety color, variety design. Here, our design is the old design. Our monk design is more than 2,500 years old now. Our design is very old. Your mind may not like that. So the mind very, very often goes out like a fish. So does the mind quiver when it is taken out of sanctuary world. Sanctuary world means our mind lacks the place. Beautiful place, beautiful sound, very good smell, very good taste, very soft touching. So these areas the mind used to go. That is why your mind goes out very often. Or if you try to control your mind by watching all the time, then your mind becomes shaken, unstable. So does the mind quiver when it is taken out of sanctuary world. You take your mind to this meditation center. So this place the mind doesn't like. So your mind may not stay with you. Go back to the old places. Sanctuary world, to escape from the realm of Mara. Here Mara means the realm of defilements. So you come here to practice meditation, to be free from all kinds of suffering, to reach nirvana. This is the final destination. But now you are fighting with your mind, or you are trying to straighten your mind, trying to upright your mind, to follow your command, and to stay what you put. So, as a wise person, you must try to upright your cunning mind. So now you practice a meditation. when you practice meditation, you are developing the Noble Eightfold Factors. So, actually these 8 factors are not only for the Buddhist, but for all. So, whenever we do something good, we are doing with these 8 factors. So these 8 factors are in Buddhism. It's called the Magganga, or the Noble Eightfold Path. So here, when you are doing meditation, these 8 factors are included. But some factors are inactive. Some are really, really active. Most of you may know that Samadhi, Sama Sankappa, Sama Vacha, Sama Kamanta, Sama Ajiva, Sama Vayama, Sama Sati, and Sama Samadhi. Right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. So we can divide these 8 factors into 3 groups. Sama Vacha, Sama Kamanta, Sama Ajiva, or right speech, right action, right livelihood. They constitute what is called sila, or morality. The morality group consists of Sama Vacha, Sama Kamanta, Sama Ajiva. The next group, the Samadhi group or concentration group. Concentration group consists of Sama Vayama, Sama Sati, Sama Samadhi. Or right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. So this is another group, Samadhi group. The last one is a Panya or wisdom group, which consists of Samadhi and Sama Sankappa. Right understanding and right thought. So we can divide into 3 groups. So Sila group, right speech, right action, and right livelihood. These are inactive factors now. The other 2 groups are very active. So the active factors are not present in your mind while you are doing meditation, because they are included in the sila. So when you take sila at the beginning of the retreat, then you have already accomplished these 3 factors. So these 3 factors arise when you abstain from something wrong doing like when you abstain from killing, or when you abstain from lying, or when you abstain from selling weapons or poisons, etc. Then they are present in your mind. But right now, you are not abstaining from anything. So when there is no abstention and they are not active now, that is why these three factors are called inactive factors. The rest 5 factors are active. So active factors are those that are working at the moment, at every moment of your meditation. They are participating in the practice. They are doing their functions well and with harmony, in harmony with each other. So they are working harmoniously. These 5 factors are actively working while you are meditating. That is why these 5 factors are called active factors. So when you start your meditation, you have to make a mental effort to focus your mind on the meditation object. This making effort is the Samma Vayama, or right effort. So you have to start with the effort. Without effort, nothing worthwhile can be achieved. That is why we have to make our effort. Buddha, in many places, in many discourses, he preached to make it the most effort. So you start your meditation, the making your effort, that is Samma Vayama. So you make your effort to be mindful. So your mind become mindful by the effort. So they have to go, these 2 factors have to go together. So there is the effort, there is mindfulness. So when you can be mindful of the meditation object at the present moment, your mind goes into the object, goes deeply into the object. So your mind is squarely on the meditation object. Then your mind stay for a while. This is the samadhi, or right concentration. So when you make effort and you applied mindfulness, and then you use concentration, then your meditation become much better. You come to see the meditation object clearly. So when your mind is concentrated, then the knowledge of things as they really are comes up by itself. That is why the concentration is very, very important in the practice of Vipassana meditation. So, and there is one more factor that takes your mind onto the object and then put it on the object. That is Samma Sankappa. So here, Samma Sankappa is not thinking like in normal sense. If we say Samma Sankappa, then most of the people understand that thinking. But before you practice a meditation, yes, you have to think about how are you going to do. What the wholesome deed are you going to do? But when you are right in meditation, Samma Sankappa is not thinking. Samma Sankappa is not thinking, but this is a mental factor. So this Samma Sankappa take your mind then onto the object and then leave or put on the object. Because of this Samma Sankappa, our mind can go to the meditation object. So Samma Sankappa is a kind of a guide, like a local guide. So a visitor come here, so the visitor doesn't know how to go, around here. Then local guide can take this visitor to the beautiful places. In the same way, our mind cannot go to the object. That's why the mind needs help from the Samma Sankappa or right thought. So right thought take the mind to the object and then put it on the object. So now we got 5 factors: Samma Vayama, right effort; Samma Sati, right mindfulness; Samma Samadhi, right concentration; Samma Ditti, right understanding; Samma Sankappa, right thought. These 5 factors are working actively, or these 5 factors are present when you are meditating. That is why these 5 factors are called active factors. Little by little, with the growth of your practice and your concentration, you come to see the object clearly, clearer than before. Then you come to understand that when you are noting, for example, the rising, falling of the abdomen, so you see the rising clearly. Also you see the falling clearly. Then also you come to notice that when rising, you note rising. The movement of the rising and noting mind coincide, or these two go together. And then after that pair, next pair is falling. So you see the movement of the falling, the movement of the abdomen, and the noting mind. So this pair also disappear after the noting. So you come to see that the rising and falling is the object of matter or rupa in Pali. The mind which notices the movement of the abdomen is nama. So and now what you understand is, why I am noting, I see only things, only two things. One is matter, the other one is nama, or mind. So when you are noting, there are only two things, nama and rupa, or mind and matter. There is no other things. And the next thing yogi will discover is that the intention. Let's say you practice a walking meditation. You note the lifting, pushing forward, dropping, and pressing. So when you lift your foot or your heel, and your foot doesn't raise by itself. So you have intention to raise. So intention comes first to raise, and then lifting occurs. And also the pushing forward, moving forward, you move forward, but before you move forward, there is intention to put forward, move forward. Also when you drop your foot, and then you have intention to drop, then dropping occurs. So the intention precedes every movement. So you come to understand is that everything has the condition or cause. Here, without intention, your foot will not, lift by itself. So to lift the foot, you have intention. This is the condition. Because of this intention, your foot lift. Because of the intention, your foot put forward. Because of intention, and then your foot drop. So yogi and I come to understand everything has its own condition, its own cause. So nothing happens without a cause. So everything has its own cause. Because of this cause, because of this condition, things happen. So this is a second your discovery. So you see the meditation object clearly, and then you come to see the mind and matter, and then you come to understand the condition. So with the clear understanding of the conditionality of things, with the transcendence of the doubt about nama and rupa, a yogi is said to reach a lesser sotapanna. That means a yogi can practice meditation seriously, strongly, then they will reach to that place. They will see the mind and matter, they will understand in the conditions or cause, and so they have no doubt about mind and matter. They clearly understand the conditionality of things. With these two knowledge, a yogi is said to reach a lesser Sotapanna. A Sotapanna means, as you know, string winner, who has reached the first enlightenment. But he has a lesser Sotapanna is not a true, real Sotapanna yet. But if a yogi reached this level, then a yogi is said to be assured rebirth in the happy state only, like the being reborn in the human life, being reborn in the heavenly life. That means a lesser Sotapanna cannot be reborn in the four woeful states like a hell or animal kingdom. So, even though you may not reach the real Sotapanna, you can reach a lesser Sotapanna by practicing meditation. But you still need great effort. In the time of the Buddha, there was a forest monk. After 5 verses, he renounced. And he lived in the forest monastery. They practiced meditation seriously, really seriously. So he ate one meal a day, and then practiced day and night. He didn't have a couch to sleep. So if he wanted to sleep, just sleep sitting. That's his sleeping time. So after years, he had the problem with the stomach. He didn't eat enough food, so he had a kind of the pain in the stomach. This is, according to the text, that's called the sharp wind pain. Sharp wind pain means very sharp pain in the stomach. So, even though he had the serious pain, he didn't take the medication. So he didn't care his pain, but what he cared was he wanted to be a Sotapanna before he died in this life. That is why he was practicing meditation, do or die. So finally, while he was practicing walking meditation, so he was so weak, and then like a kind of a stroke, the cut his stomach, and inside the stomach got broken. Then he fell down and died on the spot. Right after his death, he was reborn in the heaven, Tower 10-star heaven. So his body was very beautiful, like the golden statue, and the body was bigger than the other Deva. So his mansion was so big, so beautiful. So female deities welcomed him. So he heard the voice of the female, thinking that, or maybe some ladies come to my monastery to see around, or maybe the ladies came around my monastery to find some vegetable to eat. So he didn't open his eye, just close his eye, because he thought that there were women near him. He didn't know he became a deity, Deva. So one of the female deity understood that this deity, this Deva, or the owner of this mansion, must be ex-monk. So he came from the monk life. That is why his appearance is still just like a monk. So the one of the very smart deity, signaled the other one, go get the mirror, and then show him to see his own picture. So one female deity took the mirror and stood in front of him, and then he saw his own picture in the mirror. Then he came to understand, now I am Deva. I already died as a human being. No more monk. Now I am Deva. When he saw his own picture in the mirror, he was so disappointed. So disappointed. Why? He should be happy. Because when he practices meditation, his goal is not to be reborn as a Deva, but to become a Sotapanna. So he doesn't want to be a Deva. So he was not satisfied with his life. He didn't enter his beautiful mansion. Then he came down to the human world and then went to the Buddha and asked, Bhante, what is the straight path to reach the fearless place? That means Nirvana. Buddha knew that this Deva was the ex-monk. So his appearance, using the words are just like the monk. So Buddha gave the answer. The straight path to reach the fearless place, which is Nirvana, is the path of the Noble Eightfold Path. Or the Noble Eightfold Path is the straight path to reach Nirvana. So now you are practicing these noble factors, these 8 factors. This is the straight path to reach Nirvana, if you want to, This is the straight path, the shortest path, the correct path. That is why the Buddha said this is the only way to reach Nirvana. So I would like to encourage you to practice meditation just like the monk, like he did, do or die. And then may you practice meditation well like the monk, and may you attain Nirvana because of this practice. Thank you.